Is there just a game in your library or games in your library that you've been wanting to learn and you just haven't really pushed yourself to do it? Let me go ahead and key you in on what that's been for me and what we're going to do about it. That's right, the Total War Warhammer games. That's exactly what it's been for me, and guess what? We're going to go ahead and start learning this. So, through a bunch of research, reading, yeah, I've played it a little bit. I mean, not tons, still learning. But you know, Legend of Total War, big YouTuber for Total War games, said something in one of his videos that just made a lot of sense with me. And it was, basically, I don't like how they play. And so it really kind of changed my approach to this, because originally I was approaching it with, man, I have to learn every aspect of the game to have fun. That's really not the case. I can go through all of the factions, find the factions that have the mechanics that I enjoy, and just focus on having fun around the mechanics that I want to involve myself in. So that's what this is going to be about. This series, this 24-part, 25-part, however many factions that we have to go part series right now, is simply going to be me finding the factions that have the mechanics that are fun for me to play. And so hopefully through this series, you may learn a little bit about the factions and their mechanics, and who knows, maybe you find a faction that's interesting enough to you. Okay, we know what we're up against. We know what we're going to do. We're going to try every faction and see which we like and we don't like. As far as mechanics go, then we'll actually start to learn the game, I think. And I think we'll learn a little bit of the game through that. But we're just going to put this up to the wheel. That's right, I've got a trusty wheel here. We're going to spin and see where it lands. Let's see what happens. And it lands on Ogre Kingdoms. That's right, it landed on the big boys. Let's get started. Okay, Ogre Kingdoms were up first, so here we are. We've got the Ogre Kingdoms. Now we've got a couple of legendary lords, or lords at least, to take a look at. We've got Greasus. He's really fat. Not shaming him at all. He's an ogre. And we've got Scrag the Slaughterer. Let's see. He looks like maybe he's a little bit more melee-centric. I don't know anything about any of these two, so I'm just going to kind of bounce back and forth. Here we go. Okay, let's do Scrag. Let's just do Scrag. All right, so remember, our entire goal is just to learn and understand the mechanics of how the ogres work. I'm not jumping in this to learn how to be good with the ogres right now, right? I'm taking a very incremental learning approach, and I am simply just wanting to learn how their mechanics are done. All right, here we go.
Soon or later, everything ends up in the Great Maw.
Scrag. We've got a couple of things. Let's go ahead and see how they play. This is what we're learning right here, right? I'm taking a very incremental learning approach to Warhammer 3, and this right here is what we're doing this round of learning. We're just trying to learn how each faction plays. Use our armies to set up ogre camps. Okay. Ensure each army has sufficient meat supply during the campaign. All right. Otherwise, we'll cannibalize ourselves. That sounds less than endearing. Let's see. Send surpluses to the Great Maw in return for temporary army bonuses. Okay. So we collect a lot of food, we can buff ourselves, is what that sounds like to me. Complete challenges with, I almost said edible characters, eligible characters, to grant them big names, all right, which come with various bonuses and abilities. Accept contracts issued by other factions for military action against targeted characters. Oh, interesting. So we do mercs, basically. We're mercenaries. And settlements in return for rewards and improved diplomatic relations with contract issuers. Okay. So a couple of things real quick as we get started out of the gate. Don't know how long these episodes will be. Each faction could take their own specific amount of time to learn, right? We're going to go until I have a general idea on how they play, and we're going to move on to the next. Also, we're playing on normal. I'm not trying to challenge myself with anything else, especially as I'm learning. That would seem silly. We're just playing normal. That's just how it is. If you're tuning in and you haven't heard, Ogre Kingdoms is supposed to come out with a revamp, rebuild, whatever you want to call it, Creative Assembly. The next DLC drop, which is supposed to happen in Q4 of 2024, is supposed to address the Ogre Kingdom. So what we're learning now may change. Nobody really knows how much of a rework they're going to get. But hey, we're learning right now, so it is what it is. All right, so here we go. First off, if you hit the escape button, if you're not aware of this and you hit the escape button, you can see information on how they're played. Okay, so yes, this is what we learned in that little beginning panel that I just read off. But if you want more information, boom, you can come here and you can check it out. So I'm going to take a moment right now to read through this a little bit. I'm going to check it out. Feel free to pause the video and do the same if you'd like. And we'll be back once I've read it. Okay. So we've got ogre camps. We've got meat. We have contracts. And we have big names. So that's what's going on with our ogres. Looks like here's our meat count right now. We're at 50. Yay, we're not eating ourselves just yet. That's good. You know, the ogre camps sound interesting because the ogre camps you can replenish in the ogre camp. It sounds like you could even recruit in the ogre camp. And so ogre camps almost sound like they can be an extension of our main city, if you will. Sounds interesting, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and do the normal things on a turn one, right? So we know that we have a technology. Looks like we have one tech, a camp huddle, population surplus, 1 for newly deployed camps, camp limit of +1, army ability dismember. Okay. What's this? Acceleration. Okay. Wow. Significant slow there. So it's an army ability. So we get army spells or something, huh? Okay.
Your children.
All right. So we're going to research that.
Great more.
This looks like this is going to be our target down here. He's going to be our Huckleberry. And then I just want to check diplomacy real quick. I want to get used to doing these things. I'm not a big fan of these things, but I mean, it's Warhammer 3, right? And there's 280 some factions that I've got to deal with. So here's a hint, though. Use the quick deal, man. Let me tell you, the quick deal's like legit. If you just come down here and click this quick deal button, it's going to tell me almost right away who I can make. So, for example, I have the non-aggression pack selected down at the bottom, right? So it's going to let me know what my chances are for a deal. And from my understanding, if they're green, yay, they're green, woohoo, likelihood of success is high. If they're red, so you can see here, these are kind of like a lighter red because they're low, but they are still a moderate choice. I mean, I have a lot of options here, right? I mean, these are green skins. So green skins and ogres must get along, which makes sense. Vampire counts. Hey, look, more green skins.
What?
Dwarves. I can moderately, I have a moderate chance of napping a dwarf. I really want trade. Honestly, what I really want is to trade because I want free money, right? It's one of the things I've slowly coming to learn about the game. Get free money if I can get free money. But again, we want to just learn the mechanics of the game. And because we want to learn the mechanics of the game, I want to make sure I have enough enemies to fight. So we have the border princes. What do we have here? They've got 1, 2. They've got 3 settlements, it looks like, that I need to take to knock them out of the game. Plus this initial fight here. I need to get an idea of how much time I have. So here's Scrag the Slaughterer. I heard he's a really cool guy. He's a big eater. He's a wizard. Okay. All right.
To be alone.
I wonder if all ogres have. Do all ogres have charge bonus? I wonder. That'd be something that'll be interesting to look at. See if all ogres have charge bonus. What is ogre charge? When attacking braced charged defenders, this unit only loses half its charge bonus. Okay. All right, what do we got here? We got our hero. He's a hunter. Okay, so he's got... Looks like he likes to chuck spears. He could get into melee. I don't think this guy's a melee guy, though. It would seem like he's not armored. Let's see. Yeah, so... Oh, here's the big name button. Okay. All right, well, let's get this guy into our army.
Hunter, the hunt will be tireless.
All right, and here's Scrag. Take a look at this big boy. Yeah, there's old Scrag. Well, he's got some nobblers, I think, riding on his stew pot. All right, Scrag. Well, you know what you got to do. All right, we're gonna come down and
The time for
Take out this
battle
guy.
is not.
All right, let's read this about meat. Ogres march and fight on their stomachs. Every ogre armor carries a store of meat when out on campaign. For hungry ogres will quickly turn on each other for sustenance should food supplies run out. A pre-battle feast can be served out on the pre-battle menu to improve the fighting abilities of the ogre army. Okay, so here's our pre-battle feast, I'm guessing. All right, so we have 50 meat. And if I give us a pre-battle feast... Oh, I see. Let's say I do 1 meat. We get 2% of speed, 2% unit mass, 2% charge bonus. All right, so... No, got to kind of learn how to manage our meat, right? Let's just do 1 for now. Let's take a look at our army real quick. What do we got? We've got some Noblar Spear Infantry. Okay. Ogre Bowls. They got Ogre Charge. Okay. Ogre Bowls with dual weapons. They're weak against armor, so we don't want to throw them up against armor. Oh, I wonder if all the ogres weak against armor? Are we? All right. At least they are. Noblar Trappers. Hybrid unit. They can stalk. This unit can move hidden in any terrain. Oh, wow. It's expendable. Witnessing friendly expendable units route does not reduce other units' leadership. Okay, that's good. And we have a Saber Tusk pack. Oh, they have Rampage. I don't think Rampage is very good. I don't believe Rampage is very good. When this unit gets hurt and enemies are nearby, it might go on a rampage, attacking the closest enemy and ignoring any orders given. Yet that doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound like we really have a lot of control of our army. We're ogres after all, though. All right, this guy's got 3 sets of crossbowmen. He's got 3 sets of shielded swordsmen, and then this guy is sword infantry. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fight this manually. Here's why. A couple of reasons. One, from all of the reading and research I've done, you want to fight your early battles manually because there's a lot of punishment in early AR battles, early auto-resolve battles, so you want to fight it manually. 2, I'm learning. So if you're still learning the game or just beginning to learn the game, I suggest fighting the super easy battles, right? Like the battles that should be easy, the battle that you have a decisive victory on, I completely suggest you fight those. Why? Because if you're going to win decisively in auto resolve, then that means you should have some forgiveness when you fight it manually. Remember, we're talking about incremental learning here. This game is complex. So let's just take one step at a time. Don't look at your playthroughs as I've got to start and win. Not at the beginning. Warhammer is so complex. Don't look at your playthroughs as I have to start and win. Look at your playthroughs as I have to start and learn. I have to start, learn, and have fun. When the fun stops, the playthrough may stop. When the learning stops for whatever you're trying to focus on, the playthrough may stop. Let's get this battle done. Okay, hey, there we go. Battle number 1 done. Okay, well, we could do some things better. Scrag didn't do anything because I didn't charge with him. I didn't get him into fighting. My bad. I'll have to remember that next time. I thought we did okay with our backline charges. It just felt like we got them into the fight too late or a little later than we should have. And so because of that, some of our Noblar units and Gar took a little bit of damage at the beginning. We just got to get into the fight faster. But hey, we won. And again, my entire goal is to slowly learn, right? And so whether it's the charging or the formations, anything like that, it's got to be a process. The way my mind works, it has to be a process. Some of you may be able to pick this game up like that. Not me. All right, here we go. So we can ransom captives for some cash. We can process meat, or we can eat captives for replenishment. I'm not going to lie. That sounds like probably a really good idea right now, because we took some damage. But 20 meat also sounds good, but we're going to be fighting quite a bit, right? Let's do the replenishment right now. Okay, so Scrag gets level 2, and he gets a potion of strength. Oh, we killed him anyway. All right. Okay, so let's go check out Scrag. Is he leveled? All right, his skill tree. Let's take a look at the skill tree. So we have Route Marcher, which is typically what I believe everybody says you really should go with first because of movement range. So we've got the typical blue down here. Looks like he can increase army casualty replenishment. We've got growth. We've got his red line, which is kind of his unit buffs, and that might be good, considering the fact that I don't know how much I'm going to put Scrag into battle in this short little video series thing that we're doing to learn him. I may just go to buffing up his units. Bull Gorger, that's the crack buff that we got, and then he's got, what do we have? Passive ability. Triggers when casting a spell, replenishes hit points of combatants. Okay. Brain Gobbler. Oh, that's the leadership drop. Okay. That's a buff to Lore of the Great Maw. Or no, that's a different one. That's armor 30, missile resistance 22%. Bone Crusher. Small strike area. Okay. Tolerance to toxins. Oh, I could. All right. Bonus hit points. That might be good for a noob as I learn this. Winds of Magic Power Reserve Capacity. This could be really good too, just because it seems like I'm going to be a caster. But as always, I go with Route Marcher to get more movement. So he's done. Guard didn't get a level. Sad face, but he didn't get a level. Okay. So the Border Princes are really who we're looking at. We've got 3 settlements of theirs. And it may very well be that by the time we're done taking the 3 settlements, we have an idea, a general idea of how the camps work and how all of the mechanics work for the ogres. We'll just have to wait and see. Offer to the Great Maw. Okay, so here we go. Here's one of their mechanics. We have 52 meat. We can make an offer to the Great Maw, and we could get a plus 10 melee attack for 10 turns. Wow, 20% movement range for 10 turns. Global recruitment duration drop for 10 turns. Winds of Magic Power Reserve for 10 turns. Okay, so let's not make an offer yet. I think I'll probably do I'm thinking the plus 10 attack, but the movement range maybe. Actually, the movement range is probably the one that makes the most sense. All right, so buildings-wise, let's look at our building browser. All right, so we got our settlement. I could build a building here. It seems like growth and income, right? Like the pretty typical thing we do. I do enjoy looking for buildings that do both. There's a meat generated one though, but an income drop. So does that mean we would want to probably create in the local region? So if I made a larder here, then does that mean, I think that means that all the income in this region, so once I own Eikendorf and Matorka, they would also take the minus 50% income hit. You guys will have to let me know if that's true or not, because region, it makes sense. Or maybe it's larger than that. Maybe it's larger than that. Like if we come out and look at the map, so okay, so this is defined as a province. Eastern Border Princes. If this is a province, this is a settlement. So then, yeah, I think the this is said to be a province. I don't know. We'd have to look that up, or you guys could tell me because somebody knows for sure. You guys are smart ones. All right, let's go ahead and go with. We won't make the larder here. I do like the idea of growth and casualty replenishment bonus because I'm going to guess that we're going to take a lot of... But see, this one's better. Let's just do this one here. Get a little bit of growth going. Okay, so we have that up. Can't recruit. Do I have the movement to get back? I don't. Can we go into encampment to recruit? We recruit. Here we go. All right, so we can recruit Ogre Bowls, dual weapon Ogre Bowls, Iron Fists, or not Iron Fists.
I mean, iron, let's see. 30 armor, 31 defense. Okay, so they're a little bit sturdier from a defense and armor perspective. So the Noblar range was okay. I mean, obviously range is range, right? You could do 3 global recruit. I mean, I want to get some units. Let's do one more frontline. Let's do one more ranged, and then let's try. Let's get an Iron Fist, I suppose. It's going to take us 2 turns. Okay. All right. Well, it is what it is. All right. So we've gone ahead. We've done all of this stuff. I see. The army has 11 meat consumption as well. All right. So let's go ahead and end our turn, and let's hop to the next turn. All right. Here we are. Turn 2. I've unlocked the big name Ever Famished. It can now be selected, conferring powerful bonuses. Okay. Confederation. Bloody hands have confederated teeth snatches. All right, so let's go to Scrag real quick. He has to stick there. I don't even think he gets to. Yeah, he can't move in camp stance, which is fine because we've got one more turn for recruiting. But big name. Let's see. Ever Famished. End your turn with over 40 meat. Meat provided by camps plus 25%. Meat gained from battles plus 10%. Okay, that sounds like it could be good. We've got some other here. We have a Winds of Magic one, meat generation, and some diplomatic stuff. Okay. Well, this turns really fast, although it looks like we get to upgrade this building here.
The comet scar.
Yeah, let's get more growth. I mean, the general rule that I have found in most cases seems to be growth to income to defensive building, right? Just a very general rule that I follow. I'm sure it's not the correct thing to do with every faction, but since I'm just trying to learn the mechanics, I'm not really worried about playing correct as much as I am playing to learn. If that makes sense. Remember, I'm playing to learn here. My strategy. All right. I'm not going to choose a big name right now. Or should I? I mean, we're not going to be fighting anytime soon. And we don't have a camp down. So, and there's a cooldown on this. So just, I wouldn't get anything right now. So I would waste turns of using it because I don't have a camp down. Because this isn't a camp.
There will be butchery.
That does beg the question how we make camps. It does beg that question. But let's go ahead and head to the next turn. Okay. Our army's a little bigger. And we've got a settlement down here. Maybe I should have already taken this settlement. But I didn't. It's a settlement battle, too. Those are... I gather nobody's really fond of settlement battles. So let's see. Stance raiding.
It goes. It always goes.
I don't know if I have a... If we go to none, I can attack. If I go to ambush, I can attack. So if I attack an ambush, do I have a chance of... I think I have a chance of ambushing, right? I think I have a chance of ambushing. Let's try it. Here we go. We're going to go after this. A valiant defeat. Oh, there's a lot of units there. Because there's a supporting army. Open field battle. They've got 2 sets of cav. Pistoliers even. Well, we're going to try to fight it. Or do it. You know what? No, we're going to siege this thing. I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a race. I'm just here to learn. So I'm just going to siege this thing. Surround the settlement and wait out the turn. Usually, I thought you got to, like... You know what? Will they come out and fight me? If I move back a little bit, will they come out and fight me? I think they will. I can't seem to move back.
Crapbone.
Alright.
Heed its call.
All right, well, I think we're going to be getting into a fight, so we're going to make an offering to the Great Maw here.
Butchery.
I'm going to offer to get some extra damage. I need the damage, probably.
We consume them. We win.
Oh, Gar's got a skill point. All right. So Gar's got a skill point. Wow, he could get Vanguard deployment. He doesn't really have... I mean, I guess I'm going to take Independent Mind. I like to build my heroes strong if they're not casters. That makes sense. All right, anyway, we're going to see what happens. I think they're going to attack us. And if they attack us, do they get Garrison? Let's find out. They're going to get Garrison. If I auto-resolve this, I lose 2 units of the Noblars. Okay. So we could auto-resolve it and lose 2 units of our Noblars. It is a settlement fight. It says we would win. The settlement fight is on the open field. I think I'm going to auto-resolve this. I think losing 2 units of Noblars is worth not having to fight it and potentially doing worse. Because remember, I'm just beginning to learn, so I'm going to auto-resolve this. So when it comes to auto-resolve, here's my understanding. This is something my son shared with me. When it comes to auto-resolve, it sounds like the computer just simply pretends like every unit runs at one another. And so it sounds like armor and defense are really strong auto-resolve attributes. Ogre Kingdoms does not seem to have either. So we're going to take a beating in auto-resolve, but if we do what we can to boost our replenishment, I think we'll be okay. Okay, so if we just occupy this, prevent province instability, this is control penalty that will be applied to the province deteriorating at 1 point per turn. Conquest penalty. This is, I mean, I'd like to loot and occupy it, but it seems like if I'm just going to take it over, 523 gold's probably not worth it, so we're just going to occupy it.
A new home for butchery.
Your kind is fabled for its fireside revelry. Set up a camp to serve as a base for operations far from home. From such camps come a resupply of meat, fresh forces, and control of the local terrain.
All right, so now we have our mission to make a camp. We've researched our technology.
My coupon waits. It hungers.
We have 2 border prince settlements left. I think 1 more in this province, which is Eikendorf. Eikendorf is in here, right?
It cools.
Yeah, so we got to go head up to Eikendorf. But we're going to be here healing up a little bit. They also say we can construct a camp now. So we got to figure out how to do that. They're certainly trying to sell the idea of camps being done outside of your home base, which makes 100% sense, right? Because it sounds like it can act as like a little mini capital away from home. That sounds like a big deal. Sounds like a really big deal. I think if this was about learning the game and succeeding with the Ogre Kingdoms, I would certainly be doing a lot of diplomacy right now. So, I think I would be doing quite a bit of diplomacy.
Of the great Moor.
All right, so I want to recruit. Got to keep filling our ranks. Not sure what we should fill them with, but we're gonna fill them regardless. Should I go with 1 more unit of Noblar trappers? I don't know. Their range is just really, really weak. Let's. Oh, you know what? Let's replace our 2 frontline fodder. Got to replace our 2 frontline fodder, and then let's do 1 more unit of Noblar trappers, and let's do some more Iron Fists. I mean, their Iron Fists are almost 200 gold more. They're 30 more upkeep, but again, I haven't researched a whole lot of how to build these armies because my goal is to just understand the mechanics. So, I came into this well aware that almost everybody Almost anybody who watches this is going to know more than I, and you probably have things to share. Please feel free to share. Okay, so here's the thing. I think casualty replenishment is going to be a big, big deal right now for Ogre Kingdoms, right? I think hit points are also going to be a big deal. Offer to the Great Maw cost minus 20%, so that would be 8 food rather than 10. So I think we're going to go with casualty replenishment. Gar, I went ahead and did independent mines so that Gar, yeah, we're going to go ahead and definitely go with some hit points. I don't think we have, yeah, we don't have any other magic items. I don't think he can do any moving. This is mustering. All right, technology. Income from raiding plus 50%. Melee attack for Ogre Bull units. Oh, totally.
No more.
Yep.
Your gifts are bountiful. I will.
Meat provided by camps. Meat gained from battles. I should have probably chose that name before we went into that fight. Let's just choose it. Okay, it's 10 turns. So the big name is available for 10 turns. So the Great Maw is 10 turns. The big name is 10 turns. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's end 4. All right, going into turn 5. We've got one more round of... we have to wait before we get some units in. So actually, if we're going to do local recruitment, right, we should be able to... Yeah, we could recruit 2 more units while we're waiting. I got a Gnarblar Trapper coming in. I got 2 more Iron Bowls coming in. Or Iron Fists. Maybe we get a couple more dual weapon guys. They're good against anti-infantry. Alright, let's see what this Iron Fist says. Iron Fist is used by the Ogres to parry blows and block missiles. Interesting, okay. Let's get 2 more of these. 14 meat. And I have 12. Oh, we're going to start cannibalizing one another. So maybe army... Maybe my army is... Maybe I built my army too big to begin with. But... Alright. I can upgrade here. So let's see. This upgrade here needs 2 growth. I'd like to do that, but I have 5 turns before I can take advantage of it. Or I can use the 1 growth I have now and do this. Do that. Okay. Alright, we have almost a full army. Meat is a problem. We are going to head over to Eikendorf. Now, we got a bit of a problem. We're going to run out of food. And so we're going to find out exactly what happens when we run out of food, I suppose. I don't have the movement to get there. Gar has... Oh, Gar had 1 more skill point for me to spend. Let's get him some more hit points. Okay, so... Well, that's turn 6. Let's go into 7 and see what happens when we cannibalize ourselves. All right, here we are. We are in turn 7. The Court of Night has been obliterated. We're in turn 7. Armies with no supply of meat will suffer loss due to attrition. So we are suffering wow, that's not a small amount of attrition loss either. Okay, well, we need to go attack and take food. So we have to fight this. Alright, we get a Pyrrhic victory. It's got a lot of crossbowmen. Are we in city walls? I'll fight it if it's open field. No, it's not open field. Auto-resolve, we won't lose anybody permanently. Alright, so we're going to do it. Again, I'm not... I'm all good with... I'm all good with auto-resolving in this game. Especially the battles that I know I currently don't have the skill level to deal with. And so we're going to auto-resolve this. 4 meat from it. We did get some armor. I need food. I'd love to sack that.
It's ours now.
Ogres cannot fight with empty stomachs. Secure a supply of meat here, and quickly. For when hungry, your kind have been known to turn on each other for sustenance.
All right, so we have secured the eastern provinces. If we cared about our short victory, we haven't. I don't think we've destroyed them yet. Yeah, because they've got 2 more down here. Okay. All right, so we have a meat problem here. We have a significant meat problem. And this guy said to secure meat here, but I don't know how to secure meat. I think we just have to wait for the meat to generate. So okay, I want to look here real quick because so this says meat generated 10 to the armies in the region. This says the same thing. So am I generating well, soon enough will I be generating 30 meat per turn? It doesn't say so, right? It's not saying that. It doesn't say buildings. I'm getting anything from buildings. All right. We can recruit heroes and lord. Again, probably something I would consider doing if I was focused on not learning their mechanics. What was that? That's greenskins. Yeah, I don't... this whole meat thing has me a little perplexed. Oh, he leveled. All right, let's go level Scrag. Let's go ahead and get a little bit more replenishment. And let's get him. All right. All the quiver. He's more ammunition, missile strength, and armor. Okay, so he's definitely meant to be in ranged. And let's see. Let's see, what is this? Resolvers. Okay. What are you telling me? Resolve or skip this notification to end turn. So... Oh, I see. Multiple buildings each time assistant with no additional benefits. We could demolish this building. Demolish the building and then build something else. Is this not... Oh, this is the same thing. Oh, but it won't be the same thing because I'm demolishing this one. All right, let's finish this turn. I mean, I'm a hot mess, right? Like, I'm a total hot mess right now. But again, focusing on the incremental learning piece, I'm just learning their mechanics. I'm trying to understand camps, or understand camps enough to know, is this a faction that I want to actually start learning the game with? Understanding meat, right? So, and I'm not doing well with the whole meat thing right now. I mean, my entire army is about to attrit out. Like, it's crazy. I like the idea of this one. It gives growth and replenishment, but it doesn't give meat. So maybe my early decision of going with growth and replenishment over meat was a problem. The problem is, right, the additional problem is there's no income. But you know what? We got to get meat going. Like we have got to get meat going. And I've just killed my income in this region. So I'm just going to stack this region with meat. It would seem like that would make the most sense, stacking this region with meat. But I mean, we're going to lose, I don't know how many. I mean, it feels like maybe this army just went up too fast. I don't know. All right, let's see here. Diplomatic, Ogre Kingdom, casualty replenishment rate. So the border princes are down here. We haven't built a camp yet. Gotta figure out how to build a camp. There's contracts. So it looks like in 3 turns we'll have contracts. Make a camp. Deploy a camp. Ogres are renowned for their nomadic ways and fireside revelry. So
My cook partner rights.
problem is,
Must go.
I mean, our entire army's gonna die. Oh, there we go. Deploy camp. There's a deploy camp button, but I don't want to deploy a camp in the middle of everything. I feel like deploying a camp down here would make sense because I got to deal with the border princes, right? It makes sense that to deploy one down there, but is my army's not going to survive to do that. I guess we're about to find out what happens when you don't carry enough meat and your army eats itself. because we're about to find out what happens. I mean, we can see what's going to happen. Look at that. That's insane. So, meat. How do we get more meat? Current meat stores of a selected ogre army is shown in the character. Okay, yada, yada, yada. Meat supplies are consumed through a unit each turn. They're replenished by winning battles, by being close to an ogre camp, by certain settlement buildings, and from other sources detailed on the army's meat tooltip. All right. So, being close to an ogre camp. I mean, what is this? Why is this telling me something? We can do something here. What is the notification? I don't see what the notification is. I don't... Oh, I see what it is. It's telling me to do one of these things. All right, control +4 and growth. That sounds good. Chance of plague spreading. Can't stand the plague stuff. Corruption, -5. Recruitment cost, -5. Local recruitment capacity. I want the growth and control. And I think we're done. I think we have to end this turn. And, yeah, let's see what happens on turn 9 with our army. Holy crap. My tiny horse. Your scouts stumble across a secret valley. Dude. Wow, we lost half our army. We lost half our army. Holy cow. Oh. All right, so let's bring our army down here. We lost half the army. All right, what's our food? Okay, so we are finally on the way to positive food gain. We've got 13 coming from buildings, 10 coming from events. Army is still at 19. No, it's at 12 now. Wow. So did I just simply make? I must have grown my army way too fast. So it feels like I needed to have gotten the meat buildings a lot earlier, and then waited to build my army. So apparently my army was supposed to be able to accomplish some things without, or I was just moving too fast with Ogre Kingdoms. Wow, that's crazy. So this will generate more meat, which is fine. Let's generate more meat because we need to generate the meat. And I mean next I want to get into here, and we're gonna make a camp. Like, we'll make a camp. I don't know where a good place is to make a camp, but it feels like the camp has a radius of some kind, so it feels like I want to go after these. Oh wow, they've got a third settlement, so they're continuing to strengthen themselves. All right, that's turn 9. Okay, a brutal business. Wow, base weapon damage +20 for all armies of all factions. Holy cow! I don't even want to get into a fight with the border princes in the next 5 turns. Oh, why would I want to? And he's got an army that can probably wipe me out right now. So I want to get a camp down so that we can learn camp stuff. Right? So this is about learning the mechanics. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here, and I'm just going to drop a camp here. Cost me 2k. Okay, we've dropped a camp. All right, let's see what's up with the camp.
Your camps may be extended to provide greater support to your marauding forces. Give the word to erect more facilities from which hungry mouths may be fed.
Okay. Construct any camp building. All right. Okay.
Ogre tyrant.
So here's our camp.
Tyrant.
Need growth, so it works off the growth like we would expect. I can build something here. Why wouldn't I build meat? I mean, here's meat gained from battles. Meat generated. Loot pile. Let's go to the builder here. Army ability gluttony. heal per second. Okay, so they have some self-healing. Because that's the second thing I've seen where it allows them to heal. I think we got to go with the feast table. Right? I mean, food's been our problem. Food's been our problem. So we're up to 23 food now. I mean, we're going to hang here. I mean, we have to replenish. We have to build a bigger army. Like, we just have to. So now... All right, so let's do this. We're gonna test some things. Holy crap, we lost all of our Noblars. All of our Noblar cheap units here. So, does the meat cost? This army is not consuming meat as it is within a camp circle. Oh, circle of influence. Okay. All right, here we go. See the circle? That's right. That's a circle of influence. Okay, that is a circle of influence. And as long as we're in the circle of influence, we're not consuming meat. Okay, that's a big deal. Because that means we should now be able to recruit, get a bigger army, and we're not going to have as much of a meat concern as we were dealing with. We can't recruit tons of units at a time. I do want to get a couple of these. And let's just get one of those. Those are all one turn. I mean, we got to heal here too, so we're probably going to end up spending a couple of turns here. So,
your ravenous children awake. More.
End up being broke, probably. But let's do that. Okay, what do we got over here? We got some things we can upgrade and build. Got to generate more meat. And here we are broke. And this province, this province will generate no money. So let's go ahead and go with growth and replenishment. All right, that's turn 10. So somebody came out to fight me. Somebody came out to fight our camp. Close defeat. What's the... Ugh, it's like a settlement type of fight again. Well, maybe this is how our Ogre Kingdom ends, guys. Maybe this is how Ogre Kingdoms ends for us. Meat is important. Camp seems to be really important if the meat thing doesn't apply anymore. We learned, man, this is rough. I don't know how to fight this. I mean, I might as well try to fight it. But I think I would do worse, to be completely honest with you. I do think I would do worse. We can't retreat, of course. So yeah, we're just going to take the auto-resolve. We're going to chalk that up to not knowing what we're doing.
Your friends abroad must want someone pulverized, for a contract has been issued.
They came all the way out to take us out. They came all the way out to take us out. So we've lost Gar. Scrag's wounded. Camp was destroyed. I mean, what? Let's see if we haven't learned something. Okay, big names. We understand big names, right? We give them a buff. Okay, that's fine. Contracts. We just got contracts made available to us, but we couldn't take them because we don't have anything to do. Like, we're just literally going to sit here for however many turns it takes Scrag to get healed up. All right, that's lame. Meat. All right, well, we're learning about meat. We've learned about meat. We know meat is very vital and important. I have to manage meat, and I have to manage money. But it would seem managing both... Yeah, I don't know. And ogre camps. So, have we experienced enough of the ogre kingdoms to identify whether or not they are a faction that we would want to start learning with? Especially understanding that they have a rework coming. Probably yes, and my verdict is no. The ogre kingdoms are not a faction that I would choose to learn the game with from the very beginning. Their units are mostly large, so I feel like they could take a lot of damage. let's just put it this way. I feel like I need to have a better sense of battle. I feel like the Ogre Kingdoms will require a lot of early manual battles because auto-resolve is not going to be very friendly to them. And I don't have that skill level yet. I just don't have the skill level yet. So there we go. I mean, it didn't take us very long. I mean, I've played about a little over an hour and 5 minutes. We've done 11 turns, and in 11 turns, we've experienced, I feel like, components of the Ogre Kingdom faction that make them different from the other factions. And that was the goal of this. So, you know what? Now we've learned something. We learned something about the Ogre Kingdom. So here's the deal. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna call the Ogre Kingdoms a wrap. I appreciate you for sticking out and watching. Feel free to throw down in the comments how bad I am, because that's a thing. Or hey, any tips and tricks would be super fine, fantastic. Also, if there's a faction that you desire to see me play, go ahead and throw it in the comments. When I do the next wheel of names, or not the next, but when there's space in the wheel of names, I'm actually going to add you pick. That'd be you guys. Or I get to pick once there's enough space. We'll throw a couple of spaces in there like that. Anyway, hey, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. And until the next one, hey, this was our first total novice video. And boy, am I a novice. Have a great one, guys. I'll catch you later.